speaking with Judah Seeley here on Jazz 90.1. Judah, that being said, I mean, what happened to you last summer, and then I don't know if you saw what happened to Keon Harold, what he had to deal with during the holidays at the Arlo Hotel.
Oh no, I didn't see that. No.
Oh yeah, it was the whole thing. It made national news. Essentially, he got.
Oh no, I did see that. I'm sorry, I did see that. No, you're right. You're right. I was following that story very closely. I remember.
Yeah, Sam was attacked and pretty much kidnapped out of the hotel.
I remember.
So we were thinking, because for a long time, I think we work in jazz, and it's as close as we'll get to having a utopia that people can get along. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are. It's just all about notes and tones. But we have to deal with the real world, that jarring reality that
I remember
back in the present.
It's funny you brought that up, because remember, I know you know the story about Miles Davis.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought about. Yeah,
being harassed and assaulted outside the club that he worked. You know, and you know, him being African. You know, so it's like being an African American man. Even though we, like I said, we make this music that's enjoyed by everyone, but we're not exempt. No. We're not exempt from it. You know, we're not exempt from it, not at all. Because you know, people may not know. You know, I mean, obviously, I play saxophone. You know, and I play. You know, I'm a music teacher. But someone that doesn't know me will look at me and say, you know, oh, we don't do hip hop here. You know, I've had that said to me. You know,
or you're a person of interest.
Yeah, or you're a person of interest. You know, that kind of stuff. You know, so I'm just like, I'm just me. Like, if you knew me, you know that I don't. You know, but that doesn't matter.
No,
so you know, and I'm very much aware of it. The music doesn't make me exempt. Doesn't make any of us exempt. You know?
It also gives us the illusion that we could be, and then something happens and realize, oh yeah, us too. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, us too. Yeah, no, you're right.
So Judah Seeley, we're talking to on Jazz 90.1. So Judah, how's 2021 looking for you right now? Because I mean, you still working, dealing, doing daddy, living the daddy land.
Yeah. My daughter's right here watching the show in the background. So that's if you're wondering, that's what that is in the background.
Oh yeah.
2021. I mean, I just in February I put out a single for my from my most recent album, Legacy, that came out in August.
Congrats.
Thank you very much. And I had a song, a single that came out in February, and currently it's on the very bottom of the Billboard charts for jazz, which is still great. It's
you're on the chart, yeah.
Yes, I'm on the chart, yes. So that's good. I just made the chart this week, so that's encouraging. And I right now I'm working on an inspirational jazz CD. I had experienced some recent tragedy in my life, and it's really inspired me to focus my music in this direction. So that hopefully in the summer, which this wasn't the plan, I wasn't planning to release any music this year, at least not any of my own. But you know, life circumstances have happened, and now I'm going to release an inspirational jazz CD, which I'm really looking forward to. Cool. And also my one of my friends, Deepak Thaitu.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. He just I produced a song for him, and his song got picked up by SiriusXM Watercolors, which is really, really special because it's the first song. Even though I produced all of my music, it's the first time me producing something for another artist has been recognized on that level.
What does that feel like?
So I don't take it lightly. Very blessed about that. And my wife, actually, who plays bass, I'm producing a single for her as well that's coming out in May. I've been doing a lot more producing lately, and hopefully I was nervous about that, because it's one thing to be responsible for your own destiny, but to be responsible for someone else's, that's major. You know, I don't take it lightly. I never of the mind that was like, well, I'm doing it, you know, it's easy. It's like, no, it's like I'm doing it. What works for me may not work for someone else. So I'm always trying to make sure that I give them their sound and their vision. And so I've been doing a little bit more of that, producing for other artists, which is a job, which is, you know, it's a heavy load.
So Judah, when we say producer, what does that mean? Because I mean, for me, I picture somebody behind the glass directing things, but what does a producer do?
That's a good question. So in our world, in the smooth jazz arena, it can be that. It can be the person that is music producer is someone that creates the sounds. So they hire the musicians that's what Quincy Jones did, for some, for like, Michael Jackson or whatever. He was the producer. So he hired the musicians, he created the music, or if the music was presented to them, he, formed it the way that it was. So he was responsible for the overall sound of the music, whether it's through the musicians that they hire, the engineers that they hire, the way that it's played, those kind of things. That's what the producer does. Now, on a smaller scale, for someone like me, it's, they say, hey, I want you to produce a song for me. It's like, okay, so I would create the music from scratch and sometimes write the melody. And then I present it to the artist and they say, this is great or whatever. And then they record it. And then, that song goes out into the world. So they essentially are paying you to create the music for them. That's what, and it's a very successful business to be in if you're very good at it. But it's, so yeah, I'm entering that field. I've always created all of my own music, but now I'm starting to do it for other artists because apparently it's been working okay for me. And so people have said, yo, who produces your music? I said, I do. It's like, really? Could you make music for me? It's like, yeah. So that's what that means, to create the music for another artist or oversee the creation of the music for an artist. So, yeah.
Speaking to Judah Seeley here on Jazz 90.1. Judah, thank you so much for the time. I know you got you have life going on from teaching, daddy land.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you making some time for us today. It's Jazz Appreciation Month. For folks who are just learning about this music in jazz radio, why should they continue to support it and stay on the journey?
Well, as you said, it's music to make us feel better. And this is I want to say a perfect time, but you already said it, that, with everything that's happened in the world, we really realized how much we miss live music. We miss that feeling of coming together and sharing and partaking in, whether it's an art exhibit or live music or a comedy show. And if you desire, I make my music so that people can feel better. I would hope that you would come to a show feeling, if you felt down when you left, you felt better. And I create all my music with that intent to lift spirits. The original, literally the spirituals that were created during slavery were sung to lift spirits. And the best kind of music to me is not just music that sounds good, but also makes you feel better. And I'm hoping that people get that from my music. And if people have said that to me, and that is intentional. So I would hope that you would continue to listen to this music, because if you want to feel better, that I have this music for you. So yeah.
That's great. We love representing and supporting our own. We also give everybody the total experience and sound. So we're one of the few jazz stations in the world that can play contemporary along with Dixieland and new age and fusion and funk and straight ahead. We do the whole thing. And one of the reasons why, because we have people like you who love to help play and represent and present. So thank you for staying on the path, Jude. I know people don't realize what it takes for you to just get up every day.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm very blessed, and I appreciate your support. That means a lot.